What do we need to do here? We need to... I actually recall. There was the hag. What else? The... We needed to produce something. Fuck, I actually... Well, I screwed up a little bit. I think I was supposed to use these ingredients on something. Well, whatever.
Time to finish this.
What is done is done.
Dear John Queenie there.
Wyvern. They're poisonous. How to attract their attention.
Yes? I'll take the lead.
Yeah, I think we need to do something. Otherwise it's gonna end badly for us. They're not weak after all. I think they're poison. Excellent. More of them.
Don't make this too easy for me. Time to finish this.
It's hard to tell what the hell is going on during these fights. The massive spam ball comes to kill. What's with the violence? Retreat. I think we needed some elixir produced to use that retrieve. One team shot. We would have a word with you, cursed one. Come forward, let us look upon you. Who are you? A fair question, I suppose. Ironic that she should ask it of us. Quite, but I see no harm in giving an answer. I am Imshad, and this is Devlin. Patrons, right? In life we were Othlor. the pinnacle of our order, but the higher one's rank, the higher their duty. A day came when we realized exceeded our own lifetimes, but our prayers were heard, and the gods permitted us to stay as Telforce. What do you want? To put a face to a feeling. Your hunger is like a vortex amidst the flow of spiritual energy. We feel its pull from a vast distance. But the threat of that hunger cannot be known without seeing what countenance it wears. Does that mean you encountered other spirit eaters? Only a handful, yet far too many. Always drawn to Rashomon, it seems, like any beast that catches the scent of fresh prey. Inevitably, they follow it to Ashenwood, where the aroma is strongest. Makes them likely to pass this way, either coming or going. What can you tell me about them? Nothing that we wouldn't regret later, I'm sure. Truly, for one who has been so reckless, such knowledge might become your weapon. We dare not risk it. We have a lot of questions. What can you tell me about Nadaj and Delenka? I found Nadaj to be very bright, didn't you? Yes, precocious, without question. We only met her the one time, during her trials, but she did impress. She'll go far, I think. It surprised me when I'd heard they'd stationed her with Delenka. Such different personalities, but I suppose there is a lot of Nadaj could learn from her. What do you mean they have different personalities? Nadaj excelled in her military trials. She was hasty, yet her strategy was always sound, brilliant at times. Ultimately, though, her success is dangerous. She has not learned the wisdom of caution, which is a quality Delenka possesses in excess. Tell me more about Delenka. Delenka is very wise, and her judgment has always been impeccable. She is not well liked among her sisters, but it is only because she has a reputation for being prickly and bookish. If she'd been one to play politics, she could be pulling the strings of the Iron Lord in Immil instead of standing post at a garrison that hasn't seen real action since the last time they invaded. If she has a fault, it is that she is too quick to second-guess herself, and thus slower to act than she need be. If you ask me, she is at that outpost because she is afraid of failure. What is that gigantic rock over there? Ah, the Milestone. Nothing special about the rock itself, but it's said that those who sleep in its shadow experience fanciful dreams, prophetic some claim. Very few who take rest in it, save the odd pilgrim or tourist who comes this way, but some swear by it and return often. Well, you probably need to rest sooner or later, so we might as well do that. Have you noticed anything strange going on lately? She must mean aside from a walking incarnation of hunger traveling through our lands, Imsha? No doubt, Tamlet, although I suppose the boar would qualify. Ah yes, the Beor. She certainly would. What is a Beor? She is a hag, really, an ice hag. Wherever she walks, winter follows in her footsteps. The Hathrons drive her off every year. This year they lost track of her somewhere in these parts and assumed she'd fled for the mountains. But you're not sure she's gone. The snow she brought, it stayed longer than it should have, well after the Hathorn left. Normally the vale is too warm for it. If you should run across her, would you be so kind as to remove her? We would very much appreciate it. I'll think about it. She should be easy to track. We'd do it ourselves, but we can't stray far away from the tree. Just look for signs of winter where they don't belong. What do you want? To put a face... Well, here I am. What do you make of me? You have approached your hunger warily. You fear its costs, but unleash it freely in times of need. In this, you are especially dangerous. Your apparent restraint may earn the trust of many, but who can say you'll use it when it matters most? I agree, Imsha. To trust her fully would be to invite the hags to tea. A word of advice, cursed one. There are many who will have designs for a being with such destructive power. Most will hide it. Ask yourself, such that remains, what it is that you believe. Not the strangers you meet, not your companions, not your hunger. You. What do you hope to achieve with the time you have left? Okay. I was hoping you might know why the Ashenwood is attacking one of your garrisons. If that's true, then it would be the Woodman's doing. He and the Hathrons have an accord. So whose then? It wouldn't be Woodman. How to put this simply? The Woodman is an embodiment of the spirit of Ashenwood, but he is not all there is to it. Those woods are primal, they have instincts. If he is absent, who knows what other aspects might rise to fill the void? Yes. Gnarlthorn sent me here. I'm supposed to petition a god to remove a blight in Ashenwood. It must be some blight to come all this way, but he has steered you correctly. Our tree is strongly attuned to the spiritual and the divine. It is a conduit of sorts. Words spoken at the base may reach ears across the plains. That is, if you have their attention. So how do I petition? Have you anointed yourself? What am I supposed to anoint myself with exactly? That is a matter of the god you've chosen to petition. The typical composition is 2 solids and a liquid, and the ingredient must be of interest to the god. Surely you discussed specific with Gnarlthorn, and you wrote it down somewhere? I would imagine you'd use ingredients from the Ashenwood. Okay, yeah, that's something we have to go back there and do. So what do I do after I anoint myself? Then it is simply a matter of touching the trunk of the red tree and begging favor. Know that the gods listen only to those who are respectful, and whose plight they deem worthy of their attention. They have no time for trifling matters or rude petitioners. Mixture should be made solely of materials of the forest, and be 1 part pure, 2 parts contaminated. Yeah, pure water, potted leaves, chicken Mario. We had find the remaining 2 reagents. Use each of the tainted ingredients on the pure ones. Okay, that's actually I don't have to go back. You have mixed together the requisite ingredients and now have a potent anointing solution that should gain the attention of the gods. I think there's probably 2 ways for you to do it. Do one with Malar or one with Chantia. We've chosen our path. Yeah, right. You stand before the red tree that Gnarlthorn spoke of. It emanates an unmistakable energy. Place your hand on the tree. What do you say? Chauntea, great mother of the land, divine warden of all that grows, know that the Ashenwood is stricken with a powerful blight. Grant me your blessing that I might reverse the damage it has wrought. A sudden flood of warmth embraces your body, and you feel for an instant as if the ground has been taken out from beneath you, and you are floating in a place removed from time or space as you know them. The pangs of spirit hunger recede, and you know relief for the first time since you awoke in the Barrow Cavern. Wherever you are, you suffer no longer. At once the world rushes back in to fill the void, and you are at the tree once more. Your hunger remains. Nothing has changed, save that in your hand you now hold an extraordinary crystal bottle. Your prayer has been answered. Blessed salve of the Earth Mother, Chantia granted you this powerful balm when you prayed at the red tree. May counteract the blight that has infected Ashenwood. Good to know. Don't want to leave. More wyverns. This must be the stone they were talking about. Why am I hunting down the wyverns anyway? I suppose I have to, otherwise I can't rest here. The stone is ancient, carved with weathered runes from centuries past. Flowing wild like water, the markings seem suggestive of memories or dreams. Ah, look at this. Perhaps a marker, perhaps a fragment of dream left behind. This stone is a signpost. Beneath its shadow, we may find that our dreams are sharpened like a blade, and ring more true than steel. What do you mean? In such places as these, dreams are strong. As long as one rides the current and does not fight it, we may find ourselves at our intended destination. So we sleep here and we dream. Yes, at least that is the intent. If we rest close to the stone, then the dreams will come and in force. Of course, this may all be old wives' tales, but I think old wives were young, truthful women once. So perhaps this would be a place to camp for a time and see what lies behind our eyes, no? No. Why are there so many wyverns here? Ah, hmm, what is that? That's where the hag is. And we need some kind of solution to the Burning Man. Or Living Flame, whatever he's called. Yeah, I gotta level up. Well, we confused one of them. I have no idea what's going on here. I don't like this combat system. It's there's nothing wrong really with the system. The problem is once it gets beyond a certain point, the effects totally overwhelm the situation. I couldn't say what the fuck was going on there, and I would have to basically pause the game and read through a list of what the hell was going on. And I don't like it. I think it's a... I don't want to say that the graphics or how the fight is presented don't matter. They can make things much more enjoyable and immersive. But you have to gameplay first. There has to be some kind of a handle on those effects, unless the... I suppose it would matter less if the nature of the game was more action-based, like a shooter, because you don't really have that many things to really worry about and see what happens. But with a system like this that has a lot of options, a lot of status effects. So I was saying, with a system like this that has a lot of options and status effects, you need to have a better way of seeing what the hell is going on. It's already hard enough to keep track of everything. It doesn't help if you can't even see what the hell is going on. I suppose a lot of this isn't a exclusive problem of this game, but it doesn't mean that doesn't make it okay. I suppose it's more of a... Even your basic strategy game, once you've gotten over the initial impression of the game, you usually tend to dial down on the graphical aspect, depending on, because sometimes it's very disruptive to the actual flow of the gameplay. Like in Battle Isle gaming series, you have a basic hex-based strategy game, and if you attack, you get some kind of a combat window that shows the visual representation of the battle result, which is just fine. But after a while, it doesn't really contribute anything new to the thing, so you really just want the results and move on to your next move, instead of just watching pointless animations over and over and over again. But in that situation, it's just extra fluff. Here, it actually disrupts you from seeing what the result was and who did what. There are many of my kind, my mother's kind. They are as numerous in hue and power as the elements, and their disposition as varied as the emotions and rages of a human mind. So we're facing a hag. The one within, her spirit lies upon the cold edge of ice, I suspect. A heart of winter beats within her chest. A dangerous thing indeed. This creature, this Beor, they thrive in cold, and they use it as a weapon. Anything that shields us against the winter's chill could help us in the battle to come, if we choose to fight. Her kind are also vulnerable to weapons of the sky. Thunder and lightning are twin blades they fear. Acid, bubbling from the earth, also scalds them greater than most. What do you mean, if we choose to fight? Isn't she hostile? As you may have noticed from my own tendencies, we hags, even half-hags, are a talkative people. It is a form of self-flattery to go on about oneself, no matter what the subject. And from what I know of women of my kind, they tend to prattle on more than most. That's all I need to know. Let's deal with her. You see a lot of enemies, but this is a very small area. I don't think we have to worry about things too much. I already have cold immunity, I'm sure of it.
Time to finish this.
Yeah, frost damage probably isn't a good idea here. I mean, fire is a good idea either. But it's one or the other. Heavy frost trap. 104 points of cold damage. And we get a loot from it. Well, I might as well go in front. Well, we can loot these later. Critical miss.
This old mine shaft has a strange chill about it.
No shit. That's where she is. We want glass counter. We want a solution for the living flame. Mara's Emerald. Enchantment bonus +3 intelligence. Improved mage armor once per day. Lesser spell mantle once per day. Weapon of impact once per day. Plus 3 intelligence seems like a very good thing to me. I'm not sure it'll make much of a difference. So it's 3 plus 3 to influence. Fatal Sonic Trap.
Yes?
Try not to get our soul murdered. I should have fed on one of the spirits. Don't think about it.
Yes. I'm ready to leave you.
Well, if things don't go well, we'll get an opportunity to do exactly that. Visitors! But you didn't send a messenger to let me know. This place is a sty. Human remains everywhere. If only I'd had a bit of notice. And look at this thing I'm wearing. Hideous. It's impolite, you know, dropping in on an old woman unannounced. How can I possibly expect it to look halfway decent? You're right, I should have. First she visits without telling me she's coming, then she departs without so much as a polite conversation over a hot cup of human entrails. Never mind my feelings, just trample me under your feet while you're at it. Fine, I'll stay. Why are you here anyway? Well, it isn't for this ghastly landscape, I'll say that much. I don't understand how anyone can stand such a detestable climate for more than a few seconds without fleeing for a nice snowy peak or glacier somewhere. But here I sit, wasting away, absolutely blistering in this sweltering heat. And does anyone care? Does anyone ever ask me how I'm doing? Of course not. Why would they? I'm a hag. Well, how are you doing? I'm miserable. I can't believe. Not with those two old bats at the red tree watching day and night. They may be dead, but they've still got connections. If they find me here, every half turn between here and they will be on my doorstep. Probably unannounced too, like someone else I know. What made you pick this spot as a hiding place? Temperature may be unbearable, but it's really all I can do. The mountains here, curse them, are volcanic. No snow can ever take hold here in the Vale. For a little old lady who carries winter on her back, wherever she goes, it's the one place something like that can be hidden. Your hiding place doesn't seem to be working out too well. Kick an elderly woman while she's down, why don't you? Your mother would be so ashamed to see you carrying on this way. In my day, we used to eat our young for such insolence. I warned you before that she would be icy, so please, unless you wish to bring flame to this conversation, try just a little decorum. Bah! Alright though. It's more heat than I can bear, and it's still too little to cover my tracks. Froze the ground before I could duck into this place. If someone were to melt away the snow and ice outside this mine, would that be helpful? I suppose it might. The witches might think I'd left, perhaps turn their attention elsewhere. But who would do such a thing? No one wants to help a hag. We're so old and ugly, a burden on society. We should hurry up and die, alone and unloved. I need your help defeating a powerful being of fire. I'll hide evidence of your presence in trade. Yes, I know this bean. Passed him by on my way here. Dreadful thing. All that creepy chanting and mumbling. I have an item. Very useful. I suppose I could be convinced to part with it. That is, of course, if you're willing to help. Consider it done then. Bless you, child. What a nice surprise from such an ill-mannered guest. You'll need to burn away any trace of ice or snow outside of the mine. I should think just about any source of fire will suffice. Once that's done, tell the witches by the red tree that you saw me leave. I'll have a gift waiting for you when you return, and hopefully that'll give me time to clean some of this frightful mess. Well, we'll see how this goes.
Yes.
I still need to feed though. They're getting dangerously low. We have one emergency way to do it, and I'm not talking about the satiate. We could summon an elemental, feed on that.
I'm ready if you need me.
Yes?
Yes.
There's one longsword. There's 3 warhammer. There's 9 points of acid damage. Barely registers. Well, at least the job here should be very easy. Let's use the fire axe.
Don't make...
Nice.
I'll take the lead. Don't make this too easy for me.
Went to lie to the witches. So far bluff is good enough. might be 33. Have news of the bear. Indeed. What of her? She wanted to give you a special message but devoured them. Hmm. She's gone. I found no sign of her. Perhaps she has fled into the mountains after all. I still say she'll turn up here before we know it. That may be, Tamlith, but we have certain more pressing matters to attend, wouldn't you agree? As for you, Spirit Eater, it's good to know that you are not entirely above serving causes besides your hunger. In thanks and in hopes that you continue that path, we offer this cloak. Yeah, cloak. Cloak of cloakiness. Forest Queen's Blessings. Charisma bonus. Saving throws versus disease plus 10. Universal saving throws plus 4. Use bark skin level 12. 5 uses per day. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Yes.
I won't actually need some of this crap. Maybe use a cloak.
I'm ready if you need me.
You have
Me,
wings.
my allies. I shall lead.
I'll take the lead.
Okay, that went well. Surprisingly well.
Time to finish this.
Yeah, feel free to attack. We don't need the bearer's help in defeating the living flame. Any ice should do it, I think. You're back, unannounced as usual. Such a disgusting habit. I still look dreadful. Imsha and Tamlith believe that you left. I suppose I'll have to take your word for it. Probably about as good as my son spelled out. He never visits, and so lazy. I promised you something for the trouble, didn't I? Not that I ever get any help without offering a reward first. Inside this jar, I've gathered the extracts of several dozen orc lashes. Very potent, like the heart of a blizzard. A small amount of it on a weapon, and you'll be wielding an instrument of deepest cold. Deep enough to smother flame? Yes, of course. You'd have known I'd go to all this trouble and not even be appreciated for it. How can I beat the fire spirit you fought? That beastie was so transfixed by his own flames, they barely noticed me passing through till I put a few of them out. I doubt he would have given me the time of day if I hadn't squelched his precious little fire. Perhaps you ought to pick up where I left off. Put your new gift to good use. I don't know why I bother though. You'll probably just throw it away. Exactly the kind of thanks I always get for my generosity. Farewell. Ice spells. I'm pretty sure we have all these.
Come this
I don't particularly want to change my spell selection. Plus we can use the scrolls as scrolls. No point saving them for anyone else after all. Still, good job everyone. Our current problem is the low amount of spirit energy I have. And there's no untroublesome way of restoring it. Epic Spirit Shaman. Everyone have vampiric use. Actually, I'll be somewhat interested in improving our combat capabilities. He's maybe I should take a level of fighter. He would get all of this for free. The problem is he doesn't really have strength to support it anyway. So maybe extra spell slots. Metamatic with beads would work well, but I don't think he'll use them. It's not a reason not to take them though. I mean, if we need some of special, if we may need to take manual control of him, it would help quite a bit if he would have those. Just saying from experience, how we're usually using companions, they don't really make much of a difference. Priest would need them much more than that. I suppose. Crap. I don't actually recall what extra spell slot would be more valuable. Take Empower spell. Gotta take something.
Yes.
I don't think you need more wisdom. 28 seems good enough. Charisma is good too. We should try to improve her strength. So she would be great even if her spells run out. Terrible at getting feats. We know what to take. And
Yes.
you, of course. So 6 and 7. More disintegration. Gotta be able to disintegrate. More disintegration, yeah.
I'm ready if you need me.
Okay. Spirit energy is the problem now.
Yes.
What can we do? Can we do anything? Don't think we can summon anything worthwhile.
Yes.
We'd have to rest to do it. We don't really want to rest because we don't have enough energy.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. I'm ready if you need me.
Suppose we could feed on the Orglash of the soul. But I'm pretty sure we'll also lose it at that point. Crap. Suppose I could do a suppression thing. Hey, what the fuck are you? Baker Airload Elemental. Right.
Wait here for now.
Evoke it. Not exactly what you... engage it then. I suppose I could suppress. It's not gonna be all that effective, but there's at least one spirit in the area. Might be able to summon an undead creature.
Yes.
Put it to eternal rest. I think I'm going to suppress, because that seems like my best choice at the moment. Summon creature 6. Fire bear.
Yes. I'm ready if you need me.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing to do. Might be able to cast something that will turn him hostile. I don't know what it would be. Okay, suppress it is. I need to do something. We're going to rest at the milestone anyway, so... Or are we? The living flame might be something I might be able to eat. Either way, suppress, suppress.
I'm gonna finish this.
Didn't help much, but still better than nothing. Rest. Snow glitters under a brilliant sun, trackless and white, impossibly so. The trees seem to hold their breath, and you hear nothing. It is as if you have intruded upon a forest in an impossibly distant past, before any living creature walked the world, and the gods themselves were strangers to snow and sky and land. We are in Ashenwood, a version of the woods that once were. Something is wrong here. Be on your guard. This looks to be an interesting dream. Let us explore for a bit, but be careful. What are you doing here? Dream walking is a gift of blood and skill, and is but one of my many abilities, Lilina. Do not let my presence trouble you. Let us see what this dream holds instead. Well, it's not a massive area, it's just a roof here. So might as well see it through.
Time to finish this.
Group of people.
Putus Christum Clamation. Like it, son.
Maybe it's nothing, but no point taking chances.
Dear John Queenie.
I'll use a normal haste instead of the
Like it, son.
permanent one. Seems like my allies are haste only. Since it's only two of us, this could be, if there's a fight, it could be very troublesome. Also, we have Vampiric Feast, so it could be very easy. In a situation like this, I'd be inclined to use it. Someone walks in Our Lady's garden. Stay back. We found her. She is ours. She is all we have, and you cannot take her away. Careful, these four men who mean us harm. How did you find your way to this place? Tell us. I closed my eyes and went to sleep. How else does one enter a dream? Is it true? Does she dream us, or do we dream her and each other? Be quiet. She is another bearer of the gift, nothing more. They arise one after another, blazing bright and guttering out. They hunger, gorge, and are gone, but we remain. We have her for an anchor. So this is tied to the thing inside us, the curse. You seem familiar. Who are you? We are echoes of those who once bore the gift, the hunger. Ah, you were spirit eaters like me. Not like you. We worshipped the gift and passed it amongst ourselves, each reveling in hunger for his allotted time and then slain by his successor. Sweet Jural was first, gorging on the spirits of the wood, turning verdant green to withered black, until her time had passed. Then Kozig crushed her skull, and the gift passed to him. Poor Kozig hungered only briefly. He tried to devour a great tree spirit, but it fell on him and cracked his spine. And what about you? Did I know the hunger? Oh yes. I sought to drink more deeply than any. I cast about for a soul that was vast enough to truly quench my hunger. My eyes turned always back to the forest. I called upon a guide, a warden of the wood, who knew the secret trails to the woodman's grove, and he guided me through. If you have walked under the eaves of the great forest, you have touched the woodman's essence. Every creature that dies in his domain. Sorry for the interruption. Uh, every creature that dies in his domain, every corpse that walters under rock or silent cave is joined to him. To drink of such a spirit, to gorge of the soul of the living forest, is to embrace the gift as no one else, and for a time even all hunger would be sated. Then devouring the woodman would offer me a reprieve. For a time, yes. Some might use such a reprieve to strengthen their wills, but most would seek vainly for a cure. Many would counsel you thus. The witches of this land, for instance, they would send you on fool's errands, seeking after a cure that they do not believe you will find. Have I struck a true note? Choice we'll have to make. No matter what, we're not going to try to eat the woodman before we've learned everything from him. But at the same time, as much as the curse allows us to do, we know it's inevitably a death sentence. So I'm very interested in acquiring more power and advancing myself. I'm not a suicidal person. In order to take such a massive risk, I mean, I don't see the point of basically flaring out for a moment and then just quickly dying off. It makes a lot more sense to me to try to acquire power and just lengthen my life than just trying to feast upon everything in the vain hope that's... Well, I might gain power from it, but to what end? I would be hastening my own death. The Red Woman. I've seen her before, in a waking dream. No. Whatever you saw was merely a reflection. There were many like her once, before the hunger took them all. Many facets of a single dream, a single memory now lost. Only she remains because she was always the strongest. Her garden, our garden, grew firm and strong around her. Please don't take her away. Don't cast us adrift. We cannot bear it again. I was brought to this place for a reason. I must speak to that woman. Brought or blundered? It matters little. The hunger follows like a jackal in your wake, and we cannot risk losing her. Only by slaying you can we keep our lady safe. Both these guys are spirits of a sort. I'll try instant death. Let's see why I wouldn't. Failure. Still 2 remain. No? 1 remains. Okay. Greater Air Elemental activates Pulse Attack. I'll try to devour the rock. Anyway, I could disable him. Not really.
Enemies approach. Be prepared.
He casts Spirit Form.
Wait here for now.
Cast Spirit Journey. I have no idea what that does.
Lijken zaan.
So you're trying to heal yourself. No? Succeeding in healing yourself. Feel free to attack back. Devour the soul. Devour spirit if that would work. I waited for you. I fear you would not find me before the hunger took me. She speaks as if an echo across a great distance, and a familiar one, but those others called you an anchor. Why? Strong memory can anchor the weak, and I am a memory. A very strong and very old. A memory of love, lost but not forgotten. This mask fragment contains my essence. All that I am, I have saved it for you. Keep it hidden in this remote and forgotten place. The mask that she offers. If it can exist outside the dream, it is a powerful thing indeed. It is your choice to take it or not, but you'd best decide quickly. We will not see one another again, not until you must draw on the memory of what once was. Know that I will be safe while the mask is in your hands. Until I need you. When will that be? The red woman speaks, but you cannot hear her words. The dream is already fading, the brilliant sun growing dim, the red woman and her garden dissolving into an indistinct haze. Your eyelids flutter open and you awake. With a mask fragment, a brilliant spirit essence, and replenishment to our spirit energy. So all in all, very profitable visit for us. It's a mask fragment there. Red woman fragment. In the dream, this fragment was given to you by a gold-skinned woman garbed in red. She looked nearly identical to your companion Sophia. The fragment's colors shift and blur as you look at it, though it most often has a reddish tinge. Well, our situation improved quite a bit thanks to that. Yeah. We no longer suffer any negatives and we're more than ready to go
Time to
on a
finish
little
this.
trip. Back to the living fire, living flame. Right. We have a means to get rid of the plague. We have means to get rid of the flame. And I think I'll visit the camp too again. Because we've learned some new things about the situation from these spirits. Not sure if it's going to make a difference, but I'd like to see and learn if it's going to make a difference. And then there's the Paragon and animals. We have to shift our entire spell selection for that. Oh, yeah, we need to burst damage. I think as long as we can burst damage, we're not going to be in all that much trouble. It also could be that the Wolverine we faced first was that his thing was high armor class, so he was particularly bad to us. I don't think on the regeneration front that he was anything special. We just couldn't do damage to him. And with the Vampiric Beast we might get lucky and be able to kill some of them anyway. Very tickled. Why is this Elemental still with us? It isn't. But it's still here. Whatever.